Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the ones who see the world differently, who don't fit neatly into boxes and refuse to live by someone else's script. You can quote them, you can disagree with them, you can glorify them or vilify them, you can shake your head at their ideas or be inspired by their courage. But the one thing you cannot do is ignore them, because they change things. They disrupt what's comfortable, they challenge what's normal, and they push the human race forward. Sometimes with loud revolutions, sometimes with quiet persistence that changes everything over time. They see possibility where others see limits. They dare to dream out loud when the world tells them to be silent. They take risks, they stumble, they rise again, and they keep going. Not because it's easy, but because they can't imagine doing anything else. These are the ones who remind us that every great leap forward was once considered impossible. So here's to them, the ones who won't sit down, won't be quiet, and won't stop until the world is different, because they're the reason it will be.
They said it was natural. They said it would give me energy. They didn't mention the withdrawals. 7-0 can steal your focus, your peace, your identity, your soul, and even your life. Don't trade your future for a temporary escape. Freedom starts with truth.
This episode is sponsored partly by Trey Knot. Taking care of your body matters. That's why I've partnered with Trey Knot. Trey Knot offers high-quality supplements designed to support your energy and overall wellness. So if you want to feel better and stay consistent, go to treyknot.com/BRob. That's treyknot.com/BRob.
Hello. We would like to welcome you to the Food for Thought Faithcast with my husband, your host, B-Rob. So without further ado, here's B-Rob.
Hey guys, it's B-Rob. It's the Food for Thought Faithcast, and it's been a weird week. It's been a weird week. It's I know I said I wasn't going to do politics anymore, but I just want to give you a little backstory of how far I've come. And if you look at Proverbs 19:21, it says, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." Man, I could give you many examples. One just off the top of my head, in 2016, I got hired to Gerald Jones, which would be my last major stint in the car business. I really don't count the Milton Rubin thing, but when I got to Gerald Jones in 2016, I want to say I was brought in. I was hired in March. Yeah, because it was right before Masters Week, and Masters Week is always first week in April, usually. So I was brought in, and I was surrounded by these managers, and they were all Trump fans, like they had Trumpy bears. I don't know if you remember, they sold Trumpy bears. It was like this teddy bear that looked like Trump with a suit on, and they called them Trumpy bears. I thought the whole thing was a joke. I have totally been a conspiracy theorist my whole life. I don't think your vote counts, which was I right? Yes, thank you. But anyway, growing up, when I was in high school, I actually studied poems from Jim Morrison. among a bunch of other things. But don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. My mama had me in church every Sunday. She could pull me in church. And when I was growing up, I didn't go to just vacation Bible school at the church she went to. If there was another vacation Bible school, another week at another church that her friend or somebody else told her about, I mean, I went to like 4 or 5 a summer. My whole summer was packed between going to spend time with my uncles at my granddad's in Savannah and vacation Bible school. So I'm no stranger to church or the Lord. I was saved when I was like 3, and I remember it well. And I've been baptized like 4 times. So this was 2016. We were going through a very, very dark part. I was going through a dark part. I had just got out of the hospital from diverticulitis. And that was no joke. And I think that was my first bout of diverticulitis. But just like I thought they put him against Hillary just so she would have a shoe-in, because I thought it was a joke. I mean, I knew nothing about Donald Trump other than he was a TV clown, just like the rest of the TV clowns. So I didn't trust any of them. And I damn sure didn't trust the government. Excuse my language, but I don't think that's really a bad word. I was just telling you how passionate I was about not trusting the government. But I had like this awakening election night, and everybody was following it so closely. But I had this awakening. I woke up at like 3:33 in the morning and just happened to look on my phone. And I woke Courtney up and I was like, dude, he won. Like, he won. And I'm going to tell you, from that moment on, it was like we were flipped into another timeline or dimension or something. It was very, 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 very weird. But from that moment on, like, my life changed, my career switched on, started making more money than I had ever made. And I had been in the car business 26 years up until now. Been through all the rough times, 9/11, the housing crunch in 2016 to 2018, the depression, whatever you want to call it. It was bad. And it seemed to be getting worse. And then a light switched on, and then you started. So I started doing research about these terms that this Hollywood clown was using, deep state. Started looking into things, and things just started appearing. But you see, those weren't my goals and plans. My goals and plans weren't to find that. That's something God threw into my life and woke me up. And I started posting all this stuff in 2017. And people started losing their minds, calling me crazy. Even my own family thought I was crazy. And look at where we are now in 2026. I'm not really the crazy one anymore. A lot has happened. We have been through a lot. But that verse says it all. I mean, just when you have plans, just when you have goals, just when you have visions, God throw you that curveball you don't know nothing about. So I don't know. I mean, the only advice I can give you is it's called the present for a reason. I mean, it's a present from God, right? And we're supposed to live in that present. I'm not saying don't make goals. I mean, because you need to have something positive to work towards. I mean, God's going to meet you halfway, but you got to go halfway, right? It just makes sense. Just makes sense. And, you know, I found a lot of information in 2018, started posting it, and I thought things were going to happen a lot faster. Here we are in 2026, almost 10 years later from 2016. Well, we are 10 years later, but 8 years later from 2018 when I stumbled across good old Q and the Anons were born. That's an amazing thing. I watched it from birth when nobody knew anything about it. And a lot of people still don't know about it. A lot of people are on here right now listening going, what's he talking about? Well, maybe I'll do an episode on that. I don't know. I think I need to do a whole new podcast on that if we're going to do that. But that's that's just one example. One example of how you may have plans, but and you may have goals and you may have visions in your heart. But God may have other plans. So always keep that in mind. Always. Food for thought. Hey guys, it's B-Rob. I grew up on fast processed microwave junk food. At one point in my life, I weighed 265 pounds. That's like a half of a quarter of a ton. Lord have mercy. Well, recently, me and my body and my spirit, we had a little sit down, a little come to Jesus meeting. You know what I mean? Because in 1 Corinthians, it says our bodies are the temples of the Holy Spirit whom we receive from God. Therefore, you should honor God with your bodies. That's why I teamed up with my good friend and spiritual mentor. You might have heard of him. He's an 8-time world champion wrestler by the name of Nikita Koloff. You know, the Russian Nightmare. Well, Nikita and I have teamed up with the good folks at Trainot for some good advice, amazing health products, and great team and community. Your boy B-Rob is even down in the 170s for the first time in over 30 years, and I feel amazing. Well, we are working on a project we like to call the Provision Project to strengthen our body, fund the mission, and build the legacy. Want to know more? Visit www.trainot.com/B-Rob. That's trainot.com/BEROB.